Hey everyone, welcome back to my series on how to work with lower stress, especially when working remote. In this episode, I want to talk about one that I've mentioned in a couple earlier episodes, which is to have a routine or a schedule. Um, as I've mentioned before, this series comes mostly from these two books. They'll be linked down below as Amazon affiliate links. So if you use either of those links to buy either or both of these books, I'll get a small commission, which really helps out the channel, helps me do what I'm doing here, and is my... So let's get right into it. So this is episode number 5. If you haven't seen the previous 4, you can check out a playlist linked below. But number 5 is to have a routine. And when I say have a routine means different things to different people, and you could actually talk about routine as kind of a longer cadence, maybe over the course of 2 weeks. If you're an agile shop and doing 2-week sprints, it might make sense to have kind of a routine that you do over the course of those 2 weeks. But as it pertains to me specifically, I like to think of a daily routine, and this is also kind of a routine that I've put together. Well, to be completely honest, over the past week and a half, 2 weeks, I am currently without full-time employment, so my routine looks a little bit different than if you're a full-time software engineer. The point is not to have a routine that's exactly like mine. The point is to have a routine that works for you, where you can feel comfortable that you're getting everything done, and have most of your day available to not be stressed and to be able to do productive work. In some cases, you might call it creative work. We can get into a whole discussion in future videos about how software development really is a creative process, and in order to successfully have a creative process, you need to have your mind in a safe space and not be too stressed and not be too overwhelmed and that sort of thing. And that's really what this routine is all about. So in my case, I am still writing code. It's just not for another company. But most of the things on my list are things like sending emails, making these YouTube videos, posting on Instagram, that sort of thing. So that's kind of how my routine is centered. But I still find coding to be something that I really need to do after I've gotten a whole bunch of other stuff knocked out. So that's how I've built out my routine. So in a nutshell, I start out the day with some Instagram posts, and I should note that just because I have all of these items in my routine and in my schedule doesn't mean I do every single one of them every day. For instance, right now I'm recording a bunch of YouTube videos, so I have a good backlog. There may come a point in time where I have enough YouTube videos recorded that I don't need to do any recording, so I might take a few days off from recording, so that item won't appear in my schedule for those days. But I start out the day with some sort of Instagram post. Then I go to recording videos. It's the state I'm in right now. It's currently 8:36 a.m. I've recorded a few videos before this, so this is one of the days I'm building up a backlog of videos. And then link/promote existing content. So what I mean by this is posting some of this content on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, those sorts of places. So taking what I've already recorded and posted and is already on YouTube and just sending that out to other parts of my network. Next, I edit and post new content. This is a bit of a creative process, but it's still something that I like to do as part of the whole content creation chunk of my day. And then after that, I send emails, and finally I have time to write code, research things, do the more creative parts of my day. So you might ask when meetings fit in. So I do like to have that early content creating chunk pretty meeting free, just because I want to be able to knock it out, focus on it, and not be distracted with other things that have happened throughout the day. I want to be able to focus on creating content So that's usually like the first quarter of the day from 8 to 10 or something like that. And then after 10, I'll have some meetings. I try not to break up the day too much because, as we mentioned in other videos, distractions, especially during a creative process, tears down the context that we have in our heads, and it takes a while to rebuild that context. So I like to use meetings to break up my day into larger chunks. So I might have 2 hours of code and then a meeting, and then 3 hours of code and then a meeting, and then I might be done for the day or something like that. So that's kind of how that fits in. The important part here is to have a routine that works for you, that builds in the most important parts of your day, and also has the ability to adapt when you need to, say, record a bunch of YouTube videos. Maybe I won't code as much or something like that. Whatever works for you, whatever is the right thing for you. So, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Check out the other videos in this series. Again, there will be a playlist linked down below. If you want to support the channel even more, there are a bunch of links down in the description on how you can do that. We've got a Patreon page. Again, the links to the books, you can do it that way. I also do consulting, and I have a few side companies that might just have a product in your particular industry that is of interest to you. So check those out. Share this video with your friends and colleagues. That's how I grow my audience, and that would be really appreciated. And stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for watching.